How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here. Today we're going to talk about Flash Season 6, Episode 13, titled Grodd Friended Me. In this episode, the episode starts with Barry holding flowers and seemingly looking for something. We find out later on that apparently his parents are not buried in the cemetery that they were in before due to crisis. Obviously, this episode seems to revolve partially around Barry having to come to terms with not only the changes due to crisis, but what his life is like now. Now, the title, Grodd Friended Me. Oh my, I'm gonna struggle to say that online. Comes from the fact that while he's tweaking Gideon, he's building Gideon, as it were. We know that Barry ends up building Gideon later on in the future, and he's starting it. The Black Hole dude. Hold up. I don't want to call him Black Hole dude. What's his name? Chester. Chester Runk. Chester messes with the little ear receiver thing. Um, tweaks it a little bit, increasing its neural capacity by 900-fold. This allows Grodd in his weakened state to pull Barry into Grodd's mindscape. Now, uh, of course, as a result of this, Barry is knocked unconscious. It's kind of like it's where Grodd explains that he has changed as a result of both his confinement and as a result of Crisis on Infinite Earth. He has changed and is now a better gorilla. I was going to say better man, but that wouldn't fit. He's a gorilla. He is now a good guy. He just wants to live in peace. Now, obviously, Barry doesn't believe this at first, tries to escape on his own, and they realize that no, we have to work together. Solovar or Salivar, Solovar, I think it's Solovar. Solovar, ugh. But yeah, we also find out in this episode that Hartley Sawyer, Pied Piper, is no longer a good guy. Remember, he started off as a bad guy, became a good guy, and I think we don't find out that he's a good guy until like later, until after Flashpoint. It was like, or something like that. I remember that. I was like, wait, Hartley's a good guy now? I'm not really sure when we find out he was a good guy. I don't remember the specifics. But he's now back to being a villain because apparently Team Flash had done something to him on Crisis, post-Crisis Earth that obviously Barry doesn't remember. And Hartley's a little stronger than he was before. But yeah, so the overarching stories, obviously, Chester feels bad about getting very stuck in his in you know Grodd's mindscape because it was his tampering that did it. Frost is like thing, and here's the thing: we also have Iris and Eva, who at the beginning of this episode, I was like, oh, I feel bad for her. She's been stuck. Um, yeah, let's talk about Iris and Eva. Apparently, Eva has trouble getting out because it burns her when she reaches through the mirror world. Supposedly. Now, we also find out towards the end of the episode that Eva and Mirror Iris are kind of linked. They're working together, and it's interesting. It turns out Eva isn't as innocent as she seems, but that's the end of that part of that storyline for now for this episode. So now Nash Wells. Obviously, we talked about Barry being trapped with Thing. I'm gonna talk about Nash Wells for a moment. Allegra finds the picture of her doppelganger with Nash, and she gets mad because he's hiding something. He's very clearly hiding something, and she's under the impression, quite rightfully so, that when Nash looks at her, he doesn't see her but her doppelganger, and this upsets her. Now, of course, naturally this would upset anyone. Like, you're not seeing the person, you're seeing someone else. So, of course, it's all too late and whatnot. But yeah, and so Nash goes to Frost. Frost tells him, tell the truth. Like, it seems like a simple thing, just tell the truth. But he can't. He ends up outside of Central City, Citizen, staring at the picture and is like trying to prep himself. But then Sherlock Wells, or what seems to be Sherlock Wells, slams him into the wall and says, "He's coming." And his eyes glow red, and his face starts, vibrating really fast as if it's Eobard Thawne? Nani? It looks like it's Eobard Thawne, not. Which makes me question something. Which makes me question it. Why is Thawne. Sorry, not why is Thawne. Did Thawne get fused with all the other wells into some, like, vibration and displaced vibrationally or something? I don't know why I did that, but whatever. And he's like part of like the Wells collective, because you see a bunch of the Wellses like talking to Nash, and we don't know if this is some kind of guild, um, some effect of crisis or what, but things are heating up now. Of course, back to Barry and Grodd, they're now working together, and they decide they're gonna fuse their consciousness together, right, to fight Solovar. Now, they do end up succeeding in the end in beating Solovar and getting out, but the problem is Chester had to fix Gideon, and by fix Gideon I mean amplify Gideon even more, so that Gideon can split Barry and Grodd's consciousness. I had to think about it for a second. You guys saw me stumble over it twice this time. But yeah, to split their consciousness back out so that it doesn't kill them both, because that's what would have happened if they had just escaped connected. Obviously, it's all happy ending. Grodd is freed and headed towards Gorilla City. Barry's back. All's well and good, right? Maybe. Because, as I said, the episode ended with Mirror Iris showing that she's connected to Eva, and what seems to be Eobard Thawne? What's going on? Who knows? I am about as clueless as you guys. Tell me your theories about it down in the comment section down below. If a comment is placed a week or two in advance from today, and it's a spoiler, I'll just delete it. Probably not, actually. But yeah, tell me what you guys think is going on in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. See you guys next time, and as